This video is all you need to become a graphic designer in 2025. Hi, my name is Anik Jain, a logo designer with more than 4 years of experience in the field. I run a 15-member design studio in Mumbai where we craft brand identities. We have worked with many famous personalities and million-dollar companies, and I'm sure you have seen our work somewhere or the other. I am making this video specifically for a student, a freelancer, or an experienced designer who wants to learn, refine, or get good at graphic design. For those who cannot watch this entire video till the end, will not be able to make till the top 1%. Let's start with my story as a graphic designer. About 2 years ago, I landed my first internship at a design agency where I worked for 3 months. My internship salary was almost around 15,000 rupees, which was as equal to the full-time designers back then. When my internship ended, I planned to move on, but the agency's founder called me into his office the next day. He offered me a blank check to stay in his company because he saw the impact I had made while working in his agency as a graphic design intern. Although I was flattered, I chose not to accept it because I had some other plans. I wanted to build my very own team. Fast forward to today, I run a design studio called Designer with a team of 15 full-time professionals. We work with multiple million-dollar clients, and we even just got a very own office here in Mumbai. All this is like a dream for any graphic designer, and I want you all to achieve the same. That is why I'm making this video. So let's start with what is graphic design. Now before we start, it's important to understand what exactly graphic design is. Graphic design is just not designing logos. It's much more than that. Graphic design is a creative discipline that involves combining visual elements such as typography, images, colors, layouts to communicate a message or an idea effectively. Graphic design can be found everywhere, from apps we use every day to the billboards we pass on the street. It's used in advertising, branding, digital media, print, packaging, and even the environments like museums, exhibition. A good graphic design doesn't just look great, it also serves a purpose, guiding the viewer to understand a message, take an action, or simply experience something in a more meaningful way. With that, we will start with our first step of understanding graphic design principles, which is very, very important. These are not just rules, they are the foundation that separates amateurs from professionals. At first, we have balance. Balance ensures that no part of the design feels too heavy or too light. It can be symmetrical, evenly distributed, or asymmetrical, uneven but still visually stable. A very good example is Apple's homepage website. It distributes text and images and white space in a way that feels stable and structured. Next up, contrast. Contrast helps elements stand out by using differences in color, size, shapes, or textures. It directs attention to key areas that makes design visually interesting. For example, blank text on a white background is high contrast, making it easy to read. In posters, using bold typography against a light background creates emphasis and elevates the contrast you need. Then we have alignment. Alignment creates a clean, organized look by positioning elements in a structured way. It avoids clutter and makes the information easy to follow. A good example, in magazines, text is usually aligned left or justified to make a very professional look. On Instagram, carousel designs use alignment to maintain consistency across slides. Pro tip, if you just want to play it safe, make sure your text is always left aligned. Then we have repetition. Repeating certain design elements such as colors, fonts, or patterns helps create unity and brand recognition. For example, McDonald's always uses the red and yellow in its branding. This repetition strengthens the brand identity and makes it instantly recognizable. Now, if I just show you an image of normal French fries with a red basket, you will know that it's from McDonald's without even having the logo on it. Then we have something called proximity, which is basically grouping related elements together, makes design more readable and improves user experience. It helps viewer quickly understand connections between different elements, which exactly what proximity stands for. For example, on an event flyer, the date, time, and location are placed close to each other because they are related to each other. If scattered randomly, it would be confusing and difficult for viewer to gather all the information at once. Then we have one of my favorite design principles, which is hierarchy. Hierarchy guides the viewer's eye by making the most important elements stand out. It's often achieved with using size, color, or placement. This is used a lot in packaging. Let's say when you go to a grocery store or a departmental store, just look at the packaging, look at what catches your eye first and what catches your eye next and next and next. whatever that's happening is properly planned by the designers who have designed those packaging. And then we have white space, which is also called as negative space. White space or empty space is the breathing room around the design elements. It prevents clutter and improves readability. A good example is Google's homepage, which is mostly white space, making the search bar the main focus. You also see this often in logo designs. A good example would be the FedEx logo, which has that negative space arrow inside the ENX. And then we have simplicity. Basically, less is more. Simple designs are more effective because they are easy to understand. And remember, avoid unnecessary elements that don't add value or serve any purpose to your designs. Again, taking the example of the FedEx logo, it has a hidden arrow between the ENX, a simple yet clever design choice that reinforces the idea of movement and delivery. FedEx does not have a moving cart or a box or fancy lines to show that the speed of the delivery or to show a plane that it delivers from. It's simple, just an arrow to convey the message. And last but not the least, we have movement. Movement guides the viewer's eye across the design in a specific way, ensuring they absorb all the information in the right order. Websites often use the Z pattern or the F pattern layouts because they naturally scan in those directions. Now, mastering these principles will change your work from good to highly professional. And now that we have covered all the core design principle, let us move into the real building blocks of great design. These are the things that will separate you from an average designer and help you build a distinct style. First, and my favorite, typography. Typography is more than just picking cool fonts. It's the backbone of great design. It affects readability, brand perception, or even human emotions. Let us break down the basics of typography. We will start with typeface versus font. Many people still don't know the difference between a typeface and a font. A typeface is like a family. Think Helvetica. A font is a specific member of that family, like Helvetica Bold or Helvetica Light. I hope that's easy to understand and makes it clear. Then we have font categories. Typography is grouped into different categories. For example, serif fonts like Times New Roman, sans serif font like Futura, which feels more modern and clean, script fonts, which mimics handwriting and adds a lot of personality and human touch to it, display fonts, which are bold and great for grabbing a lot of attention. Then we have hierarchy and legibility. A good typography guides the eye. Use size, weight, spacing to create hierarchy, titles and show to stand out. Body text should be easy to read and spacing should be there to give breathing room. At fourth, we have kerning, leading and tracking. By now you should know this, if not these are very important. These are like your best friends when you're playing with typography. Kerning means adjusting the spacing between individual letters. Leading means controlling the line spacing. And tracking means adjusting the space across a whole word or a sentence. And lastly, for the topic of typography, we have alignment and consistency. Left aligned text is the easiest to read. Center text is best for short sections, and justified text, use it carefully, it can create awkward spacing. But if you know how to use it, it's amazing. Now, as I said before, mastering typography isn't just about picking fonts, it's about using them intentionally. Whatever I said, get these basics right and your designs will instantly look much more professional. I'm focusing so much on typographies because every single day, at least I get 5 applications from you guys, from different people out there in India, even outside, to actually work with me and work in my company. And the only thing I see and filter out those designs and those portfolios is judging by how good you are in typography. Now let's learn a little bit about basics of color theory. Color isn't just about making things look pretty, it shapes emotions, builds brand identity and directs attention. Let's break down the basics of color theory. At first we have the color wheel. The foundation of color theory is the color wheel, which is divided into primary colors, red, blue and yellow, secondary colors, green, orange and purple, and tertiary colors, which is a mix of the primary and the secondary colors like red and orange or blue and green. Then we have color harmonies. This is very important. Certain color combinations naturally work well together. We have complementary colors, opposites on the color wheel like blue and orange, high in contrast and energy. The reason why I'm wearing blue right now and there's an orange bulb in the background is because of the color harmony of the complementary colors. Analogous, the colors next to each other like red, orange, yellow, which is smooth and harmonious. Then triadic, 3 evenly spaced colors like red, blue, yellow, balanced but vibrant. And then we have monochromatic, another one of my favorites, which is different shades of the same color, adds subtle and lot of sophistication to your designs. You must have seen this a lot of places because this was a trend which was really picked up last year. Now, understanding color psychology is also very important. I'm going to be talking about what different colors make you feel. These are not always fixed and can vary on how you actually use it. Red evokes energy, passion, and urgency, often used in sales and food brands. Blue evokes trust and professionalism, popular for corporate and tech brands. Yellow has happiness, optimism, and warmth, great for playful and friendly branding. Green is for growth, nature, and health, often used in eco-friendly brands. And black and white is for minimal, luxury, and timeless, often used in high-end branding. Then we have saturation, brightness, and contrast. Saturation is how vivid a color is. More saturation feels bold, less feels muted. Brightness, lighter shades feel airy and soft, while darker ones feel bold and dramatic. And then we have contrast. Strong contrast helps readability and makes your elements pop. Color isn't just about decoration, it's communication. Whether designing a brand or a poster, understanding color theory helps you make intentional and impactful choices. Now let's talk about books that will help you. You can learn a lot online, but books will take you much deeper. Here are some books that I have read and actually have helped me in my design journey. The Elements of Graphic Design by Alex W. White. It is a foundation of layout, balance, and structure. A very good book. Thinking with Type, one of my favorite books by Ellen Lupton. It's a typography masterclass. Still Like an Artist, of course, by Austin Kleon. In fact, all the three books in this series by Austin Kleon is amazing for creativity and finding inspiration. The Design of Everyday Things, a very, very good book by Don Norman. Design Beyond Graphics and User Experience, a must read for all the designers. And one more book which is very good is How to Graphic Design by Michael Beirut. It is a masterclass in graphic design and branding. Pick one of these, read and apply. Don't just collect book recommendations, actually use it. Now that we are done with book recommendations, let me tell you some online resources that will help you. You don't specifically need a design degree to be great. Trust me, I still don't have a degree. The internet has everything you need for free. Some YouTube channels like The Future, Satori Graphics, GFX Mentor, Abby Koenig, and Will Patterson for design tutorials and to understand the process. The Future is more for how to turn your design hobby into an actual business. Chris has a very good way of explaining sales and how to run a design studio. Websites like Behance and Dribbble for inspiration, and there's also this website called Awards with 3 W's for the web design trends. Then we have courses. There are tons of courses in the market, but I would say Skillshare has really been the best ones to find from, and it's a good platform to get all your courses from. Communities, join Facebook groups, Discord servers, or subreddits like r/graphic_design. You need to stay updated with all these things and need to have that passion to actually learn from online resources, because the thing with online resources is that you yourself need to make that effort into learning. No one is going to come and tell you what to learn, unless like the traditional college. Now, the best designers never stop learning. If you're not improving, you are falling behind. Up next, we have portfolio website, one of the most important things every designer should have. As a graphic designer, your portfolio is everything. It's not just about showcasing your work, it's also about making an impression to someone who actually sees it. You have multiple platforms to showcase your work, but if you really want to stand out, a personal website is the way to go. And where else to create a personal website than Odoo's website builder itself. With Odoo's website builder, you can create a professional portfolio without writing a single line of code, because we graphic designers hate coding. Let me quickly share my screen and show you how you can actually create a portfolio website on Odoo for absolutely free. You go on odoo.com and you click on this button called Start Now. It's free. It will take you to choose your apps. You can choose whatever apps you want, but for this one, we're gonna go with the website and then click on Continue. On the left, you'll get all the details which you sort of need to fill in to sort of get started. You can put in your website name, your number, email, stuff like that, and then you'll get greeted with this welcome sign. Then here we have 4-step process, which we are only going to be needing to create the website, and we'll click on let's do it. So you want a website for a business website or an online store, whatever you want. And what I'm going to be choosing a business website because this is a portfolio website for my agency or for myself. You can choose a business website for your own business, for your design business, your own agency or anything. And your main objective is either to get leads, develop the brand, sell more, anything you can choose for. Then again, you can choose a color palette, a color theme. This you can change later also, so don't need to worry about if you don't find your perfect color palette. You can always change it later, but this is what we are going to go with. And then this most important one, you can add pages and features, right? from here. Again, this one also you can edit later, but I just really like to add all the pages which I really need, so it creates and goes ahead and creates a custom website for me, so I don't need to edit again and again later on. And then I'll choose it and click on build my website. After that, you will choose your favorite theme from the 3 set themes Odoo has given to you. In my experience, always the middle one is the best one to go for, so we can choose with anyone, and this is how we do it. It will load, and then within a few seconds your website, just like you saw, is created. It's a standard website. You have all your details, the color palette you filled in, the type of website you are building for. You have your logo. You can edit and put on all the services, home screen, services, pricing, about us, contact, stuff like that. Okay, first of all, go ahead and unpublish it on the top right. You don't want your clients to see this because there's so much more you have to still do it. Then you have the contact us page, and with that, on the right hand corner, you'll click on the edit sign, and here is everything you need to edit your own website. The first thing first, you can edit your logo, add your own logo. If you don't have a logo, you can just add your name as well. After that, you can even change the layout as you want it. There are a lot of features like dragging drop images, adding images, changing the templates here and there. Everything is customizable. Take your own sweet time and just try to be as creative as possible with all the tools Odoo has given, which in my opinion is more than you actually need. There's also an option to actually see how the website looks on a mobile phone, because be honest, like a lot of clients nowadays don't check the websites on the laptops or desktop. They have the mobile phone where they actually check your website on. So that is how you can actually see from that mobile icon that how it's going to actually look on the mobile app itself. Then of course, with the contact us button, you can attach a separate form wherein if you want the clients to fill out the form and then reach out to you, or you can also in fact just add an email or a number to directly reach out to you. Well folks, that was all, and that is all it takes to create a portfolio website. So stop procrastinating, go on Odoo right now and create your very first portfolio website. Trust me, you will see a difference from having a PDF portfolio, something which some images or random projects you have on your drive, to having a portfolio website which is much more professional, much more easily accessible for other people to discover you. It's going to change your life. So trust me, go on the first link in the description and check out odoo.com. As you saw, it's intuitive. Drag and drop interface lets you design, customize and manage your site effortlessly. Whether you want a sleek gallery, a client showcase or a personal brand page, Odoo gives you the freedom to bring that vision to life. Do not let complex website tools show you down. Build your portfolio with Odoo and stand out from the 999 other designers out there in the field competing with you. You can find the first link in my description. Then we have finding a design process. Every great designer has a workflow. You should too. This is my workflow and what we follow at the company which I'm running. Research and mood boarding, understanding the project, collecting references, sketching and wireframe, rough ideas first and then polish later. Design execution, work in iteration and then refine. Feedback and revisions, always a step back and check your work. And then final delivery, which is package the files neatly and then present your work professionally. A structured process will save you hours of frustration and make your work consistently high quality. Then we have something which a lot of designers don't do. Work for free, but smartly. I know nobody wants to work for free here, but here is the reality. Early in your career, clients do not care about your potential, they care about proof. Do free projects that add value. Work for local businesses, NGOs or personal projects. Make it strategic. Do not work for free endlessly. Use it to build a killer portfolio. Barter instead of free work in the beginning. A logo for a free gym membership, a poster for a shout out. Think creatively how you can use your magic and your tools exponentially. Your first 3 to 5 projects set foundation for getting paid work, so choose them wisely. Up next, we have something I tell every graphic designer to follow. Publish your work. Great designs sitting in that folder will not get you noticed. You need to put your work out there. Post on Behance and Dribbble, which builds credibility. Share your progress on Instagram and LinkedIn because people love behind the scenes and the person who is actually working on that project. Build a portfolio website. You know the best place is Odoo to do it. Even a simple portfolio can make a huge difference. Write about your progress. Design thinking is just as important as design execution. Now that you have the principles, tools, and mindset, it's time to start creating consistently. Well, folks, that was everything you need to get started to become a graphic designer in 2025. If you are a beginner, do go through every single point I talked about, take a note of it and learn it. If you're already in the field, this video would have just given you a revision, and if you're an experienced person, you might have missed out something from this. So I hope this helps each and every one of you, and if it did, please don't forget to drop a like, because your free like is gonna help me make future videos like this. And don't forget to check out Odoo's website builder to create your first portfolio website, because it's very important to stand out in this cluttered market. That's all from it. I hope this video really helped you, and if I missed on something, let me know in the comments so I can include that in the future videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.